Hello, beloved. This is your sister Evangelist Marie, and this is our 280 day into our Bible reading in 365 days. So, as per our schedule, we have to finish the book of Matthew, chapter 10, from 19 to 39, and to read the book of Isaiah, chapter 25 and 26. So, let us dive into it. In the book of Hebrew, chapter 10, so this is what I have found in verse 18. Let's go up. I think I talk about this. So in verse 22, let us draw near with a true heart in full assurance of faith, having out our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience and our body washed with pure water. Let us hold fast. Let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering. For he who promised is faithful. And let us consider one another in order to stir up love and good works, not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together, as it is the manner of some, but exalting one another, and so much the more as you see the day approaching. So, what the writer is saying here, let us draw near with a true heart in full assurance of faith. Full assurance of faith. Full assurance of faith. So, faith that does not wavering. Faith that does not doubt. Faith that does not have the plan A and plan B. Unwavering. A full assurance of faith. Having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience and our body washed with pure water. Let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering. The confession of our faith without wavering. God is faithful. What he say he will do what he say he will do. God does not lie. God is true to his word. He is his word. This is our constitution. This is our law. We walk according to the law. We have no problem. Even in the word. When you follow the law, you have no problem. It's when you go against the law that you face consequence. So this is the law saying. And then people that say that the assembly of the brethren is nothing, you can stay in your house and go to church, there's a problem. You are still safe. But like Paul said, it will be like true fire. Because the Bible says that iron sharpen iron. Where iron will sharpen iron? When you are absent from the assembly of the brethren. Find a church and go there. You're not going unless people get wave up and down. Because at a certain point, they go to church for men. And because they go to church for men, whatever little thing the men will do, it will make them change the church and go to another man that's still going to act as a man, and then they're going to change a church, and so on and so forth. But if you are go there because you're convinced that you are there because of God, you have heard from God before you go to that church. It means also two things: that you did not hear anything from God before going to that church. You go there by yourself, and by yourself you will go out. But when is the law, you have prayed, the Lord have shown you where you can go and sit down. You will sit, whatever happened, because you heard from him. Unless again, he told you that you have to go, and you will not go with problem. You will go with heads up. Yes, that's how it is. You will go with heads up. So let us not create such things sometime. So in verse 28 say, anyone who has rejected Moses' law die without mercy on the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. Yes, that was the law, but the mercy have come. Verse 34, for you has compassion on me in my chain, and joyfully accepted the plundering of your goods, knowing that you have a better and an enduring possession for yourself in heaven. I was talking to this thing with my brother. Yeah, I don't know when. It was a morning I was driving to work, and we were sharing the gospel through the phone. So I was telling him about the way the word of God that say that do not gather your good or your treasure where the thief and the worm and would destroy it, to gather our treasure in heaven where the thief or the worm and all that will not destroy it. People preach that wrongly, and people hear that wrongly. That's why always I say at the end of every day that you need to know God by yourself through His word, because God is His word. When the law is saying that, look, when you are leaving one country to go to another country, you guys don't have the same currency, right? So if you take your currency to go there, that currency that in your place is a mighty money, there it means absolutely nothing. When you give to somebody, it have no value. You cannot use it. Is that correct? So for you now to be in page where you're going, you need to conform to their currency. If you have a good here, you need to transform it to what will have a value where you are going. Is it not true? So if our destination is the heaven, what is the currency of heaven? If you have a lot of things here, why don't you change it in a currency that work in heaven? Which is what? Doing the word of God. This is what Paul is saying here. If we go to read up, but recall the former days in which, after you were illuminated, you endure a great struggle with suffering, partly while you were made a spectacle both by reproaches and tribulation, and partly while you become companion of those who were so treated. For you had compassion on me in my chain, and joyfully accept the plundering of your goods, knowing that. So this is somebody that stood by Paul, knowing that Paul is the man called by God, that he cannot allow evil to destroy him, because he still have a lot to do for God in the kingdom, and he stood by him on the point to even lose his good. So because he stood by the truth, he, by that act, his heavenly blessing is overflowing. He amassed. The Bible said that knowing that you have a better and an enduring possession. So what he lose here because of the truth, make the fact that he have changed the currency to the currency that is available in heaven. That's why you have to support the word of God. That's why you have to stand for the truth of the Lord. Never, never join to slander the gospel, to destroy the work of God, to kill down people that believe the believer, because it's not what they preach. Oh, don't bring money. I even hear that people in their church, they have a bank of heaven that you have to bring the money and all that. No, you have to bring the money in the church so that the men of God that they have given their life to teach the gospel to others shall have fruit. The Bible says that if you can share the word of God, celestial thing he gives to you, then give him the worldly thing that you are gaining. It's not a sin. But we need to understand what it is to have treasure in heaven. So, beloved, we did not go through Isaiah 25 and 26, but you have read it. So may the Lord bless you and may the Lord keep you. May the Lord let his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord open his countenance upon you and give you peace. So, know God by yourself. Let me repeat myself. Know God by yourself through his word. And seek intimacy with God through his word. Because where can you go to be intimate with God? Is by his word. Where did you go to know God in depth? By in his word. So beloved, may the Lord bless you. See you tomorrow. Shalom.